Hey everyone, it's Mimi here. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make what I call a pop-up dressing room card. To make the base for your card, you want to start by scoring down the middle of your cardstock on two sides to create a plus sign in the middle. Then you want to cut up one side of the plus sign. After, fold the corners together to create a diagonal fold on one of the boxes. The next step is to fold the cardstock in half and then on the diagonal line to create an L. After you create the L, you want to fold in the side piece and add adhesive to that because we're going to fold down the top side and glue them together. Make sure to take your time when you're folding down the top side and line up those two bottom corners. Otherwise, your paper is going to be bumpy and it won't look right when you open it. Now we're moving on to decorating the insides of the card. My card I made using a sheet of 12 by 12 paper, so each square measured 6 by 6. So I cut my paper to measure 4 3/4 or 5 3/4 on both sides. But you can choose whatever you want to do. If you choose to make it smaller, you'll just have a white border going around the edge. For the floor of my card, I decided to go with this wood paper. If you don't have anything that's like a wood style, you could always use plain paper and make that like kind of like carpet. The bottom of the card is where that diagonal fold is, so once you add in your flooring, make sure to fold your card and crease that diagonal line in again. For the front of the card, I'm doing the same exact thing I did on the inside. I just cut a piece of cardstock to measure 5 3/4 square. If you used a double-sided cardstock like I did, it's really easy to cover the front because you can just use the opposite side you used on the inside. You can see that I've already glued my Prima doll in. It took a while to figure out where I wanted to place her, but I found it easiest just to place her on the back wall and cover up the piece where her head pokes out. I'm using a piece of paper as a rug on the floor just to cover up those marks where I ripped up the Prima doll and moved her. Moving on, I'm taking this Prima marketing dresser and cutting it in half so it fits inside my card. To make it open, I'm using my X-Acto knife to cut along the lines where the closet doors are printed on the paper. You want to make sure to use either a scoreboard or your paper trimmer to score in those lines on the side to open up your doors, because otherwise you'll rip your paper, and that's what I did. I ended up being able to fix it, but just to skip all that, just make sure you crease it really well. This tutorial is obviously to show you how to make a dressing room for your doll, but you don't have to make a dressing room. You could always make like a living room or a bedroom, and I think that would also look really cute. I wanted the inside of my closet to look different from the wallpaper on the rest of the walls, so I cut a piece of paper, I think it measures like 3 inches by 5 inches I want to say, to go inside the closet doors. I glued the other half of the dresser along the wall to use as a chest of drawers. Now I'm just making a piece of art to go above that dresser because the wall was kind of looking a little bit bare. So I cut out a design from another piece of cardstock and just glued it onto the wall. I thought it looked a little plain just on the wall as is, so I made a gold shimmer border for it. If you're interested in knowing where I got any of the items I used today, make sure you head over to my blog because I'll have all of the links posted there. Because I had the gold shimmer on the wall with that frame, I wanted to add it somewhere else on the other side of the wall, so I decided to use my butterfly punch and cut out a little butterfly to put on top of the dresser. Now I'm adding in all the clothes I made into the closet, and I just did this off camera because it kind of took me a while to stamp those down and then fussy cut around them. And I'm using a small strip of that wood cardstock to create a bar in the closet to hang the clothes on. When gluing on the clothes, I decided to only glue down the top part because then that made the bottom parts kind of stick out a little bit, and I thought it looked a little more realistic. Here I'm just using my silver Sharpie to draw on some hangers. You couldn't really see it, so I just sped up this part of the video. Here I'm using some of those extra clothes I had to cover up the other marks I had made moving my Prima doll around, and I think it kind of looks cool because it's like she opened up her closet and she couldn't find anything to wear. She was trying stuff on, she's taking it off, and it's just strewn about the place now. I also stamped out some accessories, so I'm gluing those on top of the dresser. With the shoes I had stamped out, I just glued them down around the room just to make it look like she had been making outfits with them or something. These little ballet flats I wanted to put inside the closet, but once I did it, it didn't look very good, so I just took them off. At this point in time, I had moved on to looking for decorations to cover the front of the card, but I found these stickers and I thought this one that says "Enjoy the Little Things" would look a lot better inside that frame, so I just covered up the piece of paper I cut out. Earlier I mentioned that my Prima doll's head kind of stuck out the side of the card, so I decided to use these doilies just to cover it up. When you're not sure what you're looking for, you always find the most interesting things, and I had found these cat stickers which I thought would be really cute to add into the dressing room, so I just added in the pillow and then I put a black cat on top of it. Moving back to the front of the card, I decided to add on this sticker. It just says "The Good Stuff," and then I used this frame just around that. When I added that frame on, I thought the edges of both those stickers blended together too well, so I added on some scraps of that gold paper just as like a more contrasting color. The flowers on the frame were okay as is, but I found this bulletin board decoration, and I just glued that down on top of the flowers already existing because the colors matched a lot better. As a finishing touch, I'm just adding on these little stars I found. It came in a Valentine's Day pack from the Target Dollar Spot, but I'm just adding those on around the card, and then I'm going in with some rhinestone stars. They're a little bit smaller just to go around those bigger stars. And that's my card all finished, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're inspired to make something similar. If you decide to make a dressing room or a living room, let me know. Post it on Instagram with the hashtag inspiredbymimilee. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.